Hi, everyone. I'm Leslyn Keith, and I'm here with my friends and colleagues. I'm the Director of Research and the President of the Board for Lipedema Project. And we're going to go around the circle. I got Siobhan next to me. Siobhan, say hi and what you do.
Hi, I do everything.
That's right.
I'm the research specialist at the Lipedema Project.
But she's just about to do a little presentation in one of our coaching special interest groups meeting this afternoon. So she's preparing for that. She does a little of everything. And then we're going around and up to Gail.
Hi, I'm Gail Straker, and I am the community manager at Lipedema Simplified. You see a lot of me. I'm the one who seems to do a lot of the just chitter chatter talking and reaching out. So that's what I do.
And a little bit of everything.
A little bit,
And
of
Catherine.
everything.
Hi, everyone. So nice to see you. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm chief cook and bottle washer.
And she owns all the bottles and the scrub brushes. And she changes. Yeah, you are. Does it all.
Well, we all love to get together with you every Friday at this time just to talk about what's new and coming up with lipedema, because there is always a lot of things happening. We're living in very interesting times because there is so much happening with events, educational opportunities, research, different papers being published, books, things like that. So we like to make sure that you're aware of all the good things that are coming up and what we're discovering, what we're learning. But we always love to hear from you when you're here with us, where you are in the world, maybe even a note about how your weather is right now, because we're so varied in so many different parts of the world. Sometimes you're not identified by your name. So sometimes you need to say who you are. Sometimes it just says Facebook user or something like that. So we love it if we know who you are, where you are. And as Gail always says, we like to get lots of love. So make sure you send in the love. Okay. That's right. But we have a couple of exciting things to tell you about. I will go first because my event is coming up first. I have a virtual event that I'm doing next Saturday, May 6th. It is a educational workshop, typically for lymphedema therapists and other clinicians. But this time, because of the topic, it's also opened up to patients. And so it's going to be a whole day spent on lifestyle and lymphedema, but I know that lipedema, at least in my presentation, will also be mentioned. So be sure and click on the information. We'll post a link to get more information about that. Gail, if you don't have that, I'll get that for you. But we'll post that so that you can go there and find out more information and see how you can participate. It is virtual, and it's going to be all day on Saturday, May 6th. And so while I'm getting that information for Gail to post that, we're going to go to the next thing that's coming up after that, which is going to be in June. Catherine, tell everybody about what we're thinking about doing for Lipedema Awareness Month.
We have two. So June is Lipedema Awareness Month. For those of you who don't know that already, a lot of you do, because every June we do a lot of awareness raising. And this year, so we've done month-long webinar series. Last year we did a boot camp. And this year we're doing a challenge. And what's the challenge? Well, it's a way for you to personalize your own protocol. I don't want to call it a protocol. Really, it's a way for you to do your own, what works for your body. And what we're going to be doing is the dates are, I'm getting the dates right now. And actually, I'm getting the link. Give me a second so I can get the link. No.
Well, and while Catherine is doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about what I know of what's coming up in June for Lipedema Awareness Month. Is that during that challenge, it's going to be several days in June, we're going to get together virtually and we're going to be talking about different actions, different options you can have. And I know one of them, Siobhan knows quite a bit about. We're going to be talking about diet and nutrition and the benefits of that for lipedema. And Siobhan, you talk about this all over the place, both virtually and live at conferences. Talk just briefly about some things that you would share during this Lipedema Awareness Month challenge.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway that we can just say across the board is nutrition has a lot of impact, and we now have a lot of information to back that up from studies and then also people who've tried it and then reported back. And I think it can have a profound impact for people. But whenever you're dealing with nutrition, there's so much that comes along with that because it's such a personal thing. And it can be hard to change or to contemplate change, especially if you're newly diagnosed and it's like, I'm already changing all this other stuff and now I have one more thing. And I just want to emphasize for people that the change can be really pleasant and really delicious. And it is not restriction. It's not feeling deprived. It's actually a celebration and something that can help you feel really good mentally and physically.
Yes, excellent. Catherine, you found the link and everything and the dates. Tell us more.
So there will be short. We've had, last time we did, it was almost all day. There's going to be 2 to 2.5 hours, June 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and the 14th. And each day we'll be focusing on another aspect. Like Leslyn already said about Siobhan on diet and nutrition. Leslyn will be talking about MLD and the different things that you can do from a physical perspective using complete decongestive therapies. We have one session which is all about lipedema. What is it that we know now? We know so much more. And even though we don't have a cure yet, we know a whole lot more about what it is and what causes what. So we're going to be doing that. And the bottom line is you're going to have your own workbook and a way to begin to explore what works for you and what you can do. Sign up. It's free. It's part of what we do for Lipedema Awareness Month. So it's a service to the community. And at the end of it, we'll invite you to join us in our membership group, but it's an invitation and you'll have the 5 days and get a taste of it. It's sort of like, I mean, how many people have ever been to Costco? Like you go to Costco and you go up and down the aisles and they have all these people that say, here, taste this. Here, taste this. And you get all these tastes. You don't get a big part of it, but you get enough. And if you're like some of us, you'll go around maybe 2 or 3 times and you get so, and so it's sort of like that. And so we're going to be going and diving into it in such a way that you'll have a takeaway. And then if you want more, we'll have more for you. So that is our lipedema challenge. And there's the link. I'm going to put it in the chat as well.
I was going to say I put that in the chat already, Catherine.
Okay, Gail put it in the chat already. So, and the other thing that we're doing, and this is, a number of people who've come to our different events, which are virtual, said, you're going to have an in-person event. And we thought about it. And the thing is our 2 yearly events, one in the spring and one in the fall, are really such a resource. It's just filled with resources. And usually some of the top speakers in the world around lipedema and lymphedema. And were we to do those live and in person, there'd be so many women from all around the world that would be excluded. And we don't want to do that. So we talked about it. Instead, what we're doing during Lipedema Awareness Month is we are inviting you to join us live where we're located. So I'm in Boston, and I'm going to be inviting whoever's in the Boston, New England area. We'll get together on a particular day, which I think is June 11th. And we'll spend a few hours and we'll hang out, we'll talk, we'll have some resources. As always, there'll be a surprise or two. We'll get together at, who knows, maybe Starbucks. I don't think so. Starbucks is too noisy. We'll find a place. We're going to find places that we can get together. So I just want to let everyone know we'll be sending out emails. We so far have Boston, Denver, Boise, Idaho, Nashville, maybe not. We're not sure about Nashville.
Okay.
Sacramento area.
Yes.
What am I missing? You guys?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, the Durham, Raleigh area. And Florida.
Florida.
Right.
Excellent.
Tampa. The Tampa.
And someone earlier today asked me about Houston.
Oh, good.
Oh,
so we've
excellent.
got someone. Terry lives in Houston, so yeah.
So
and any of you out there who want to do one of these, please contact us. We need someone in Canada, and it's a big country, so it'd be great to have a couple places in Canada and other countries in Europe, in Australia, wherever you are. If you'd like to just have it's just a afternoon chat and get together, nothing fancy, not even for a full meal or anything. So contact us.
Yes. And here, let's put a contact number.
Okay.
So, Leslyn, since you said it.
Yes. We're going to do, we're putting an email in there.
Yes.
Okay. Send me an email, but and I'll forward it on to the right person. Leslyn at lipedemaproject.org. Get in touch with us, because during the whole month of June, it doesn't have to be the same day that Catherine's doing hers in Boston. I think Siobhan's doing one in Denver on a different day, and so is Gail doing one on a different day. So just something in June, whatever works for you. If believe you're in a place that's kind of centrally located and a lot of people would like to join us, be sure and contact me there at Leslyn at lipedemaproject.org, and we will try to get something set up where you are also. That's wonderful. And we do have another activity, a big activity coming up that Catherine did allude to a little bit already, and that is our fall event, our fall virtual event, the next Heart to Heart event. And Catherine, you have some information on some super early bird and save the date and that kind of stuff.
Yes. Save the dates. October
27, 28, and 29.
Yes, she's right.
Hold on, I'll get that up. I've got it.
Oh, thanks, Gail. Yes, and what we're doing, we have had literally like 2,000 people, most of them ladies, 2,000 ladies come through our events over the past couple of years. We're sending out a special for anyone who's gone through already and wants to get a ticket. We're sending you a really deeply discounted option. So look for that to come out sometime this coming week. And we're calling it our super duper early bird special.
Very good. And Siobhan, you've been, and Gail too, in past events, both of you have been heavily involved in those events. Gail, how would you characterize our typical heart-to-heart event?
Well, they're different than a symposium. They are very interactive. I mean, I want to say so interactive because you get to talk to people. Not only do you get to hear and watch the speakers, but then later you actually get to interact with the speakers. You get to interact with the other audience members, discuss things. I find it a fabulous way. It's almost like we're there in person, but better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's the closest I've ever seen, and pretty much on point with in-person events and the benefit of those in terms of the connection and the conversation that happens and the staying after hours to talk more and just help each other digest all the information. And I would also add, in terms of how it's different from typical conferences, there's usually more crying involved. In a good way.
and laughing, and the bathroom's closer. You can,
There's no line at the bathroom, right?
There's no line in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's really, really something special. And it's been so fun to see it develop and evolve over each one, because from each one, we learn something and then we implement that in the next one. So it's even better each time.
Yeah, and I have to say, more along the lines of what Gail and Siobhan have said, is that you do feel like you were there. It's not just that we have a speaker coming up on the screen and you listen to that and then the next speaker gets introduced. There's so much interaction. You feel like you're in one big Zoom meeting, so you're not in person, but everybody is on the same level. Everybody is their own expert. Everybody has information to share as well as something to learn. So it is, I think, a pretty unusual, pretty unique type event. And we're happy to be doing it again in October 27, 28, and 29. So any other things we want to talk about that are coming up, new and coming up?
Well, I want to recommend, let's put it up here, that if you can, next Saturday, Leslyn, where is that?
It's right here.
Yeah, there it is. Leslyn will be giving a workshop on lifestyle in lipedema, and it's just going to be wonderful. So I want to do another shout out, Leslyn, so that
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
And what I'm going to do, is I'm going to invite my lymphatic therapist. So
good. Because we're going
to
to
have a lymphatic
about
therapist.
Several aspects of lifestyle. I'm talking about keto, but someone else is going to be talking about compression garments. Linda Ann Kahn is going to talk about aromatherapy. And and then another person is going to be talking about breathing. And for those of you that were our last heart to heart, you know how big breathing is as far as our lipedema care. So
and the thing about breathing that I got from the event is it's something you can do right now, like right this very second. If you have someone who can teach you how to do it, you can do it. And it's just one more thing that you can add throughout your day, which is really helpful when there's so much you have to consider in terms of your management. Having something that's like, I can do that right now, is really helpful.
I was trying to remember, and maybe one of the three of you will remember that Sachin Patel at our last event, he had a way for if you were congested, if your nasal area was congested, he had a way to decongest that had to do with a certain exercise. Anybody remember how that is done?
We'll have to check the replays.
we gotta look that up, because I think it would be a wonderful, because just what you're saying, Siobhan, about how this is something you can do instantly. This is something you can do right now. I think it'd be cool for us to to bring one of those little tips each Friday that we do, something really quick and easy, something that you could do easily no matter where you are. We can talk about something like that each time we get together.
Yeah, fantastic idea.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's good. Okay, so who's going to take on figuring out what the letting go of the congestion is? How you?
I'll find it. I'll find it.
Okay, good.
So I got that for next Friday, and someone else can have something else next Friday. Make sure you tune in for your Friday tip each time you come. Make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be great.
So we need to run to the CSIG. We
got a packed schedule today.
Yeah.
So happy to be with you all today. Thank you all for coming. Thanks you for those that posted, Alice and Andrea and Karen and Leela and Susan and Chris and everybody who posted that they're here. So happy to have you. See you next time.